All right, it is the NFL draft, and with the 12th pick in the draft, the Detroit Lions have selected Jahmyr Gibbs, the running back from Alabama, and with the 18th pick, Jack Campbell, the linebacker from Iowa. We've got Locked On Lions host Matt Dery. I am Jourdan Black, but first, Locked On NFL's draft coverage is presented by Ultimate Football GM. If you think you can run an NFL franchise, visit ultimate-gm.com to play the Ultimate NFL GM simulation game and start your dynasty today. All right, Matt, so much to talk about. Where do we begin? I think we begin with the picks and the Lions trading down Jahmyr Gibbs, taking a skill position player like a running back. You have a loaded backfield. I don't even know where to begin. You talk. What are you guys think? What is everyone thinking? And when I say you guys, I mean the Lions fan base. You're in the rooms. You're in Detroit. Tell us everything. Walk us through this.
Jourdan, you took the words right out of my mouth. A lot of the fan base is saying the same thing you are, which is, what are they doing? Quite honestly, trading back from 6 was not a surprise because they were not going to draft Jalen Carter. It was obvious the Bears, who needed him even more than the Lions, weren't going to touch that either with the trade to the Eagles. But the Lions trading back to 12, there were still plenty of cornerbacks on the board. There were still guys up front on both on the offensive line and defensive line that I would have grabbed, including Calijah Kancey, who went 19. And instead, the Lions, like you said, take Jahmyr Gibbs, which I thought was a giant reach at 12. You've got David Montgomery, who you just signed for 3 years. You've got DeAndre Swift back. You've got Craig Reynolds back. This must serve as the end of the Swift era, I would think, in Detroit with 1 year left on his deal. Gibbs is an explosive player, but there's only so many footballs to go around. They love what they have at wide receiver. And like I said, they just brought David Montgomery in. So I'm a little perplexed. And even Jahmyr Gibbs was too. He told the Detroit media minutes ago, I was stunned I went this high. He thought he was going in the 20s. So to take him at 12 when you could have had him at 18, I thought that was a bit of a luxury pick there.
Yeah, I mean, it is interesting, right, to take a skill position player like that. Maybe not as surprising, maybe with 18, to take a linebacker in a defense that needs some help. Walk us through that Jack Campbell pick.
Don't get me wrong, Jourdan. I like Jack Campbell. I think he's a solid player. But when you have other needs, including adding another cornerback to that room because you only have 2 under contract after next season, another edge rusher, even an interior defensive lineman like a Calijah Kancey, who I know I'm banging the drum for, or a Nolan Smith off the edge, to take a middle linebacker when you have Alex Anzalone signed for 3 more years. You drafted Malcolm Rodriguez last year. He's a cult hero here. And Derek Barnes is back. Where's he going to play? I just have a hard time thinking that the number 18 pick in the draft might not start on this defense. And it's a defense that has a ton of players in the secondary. Don't get me wrong. Good, solid player. He looks like Chris Spielman, who's in the Lions front office and, of course, is in the Lions Ring of Honor. So there's going to be that Spielman-Campbell comparison to the Jack player's routine. But at 18, I want a guy I know that's going to be on the field. Where is he going to play if you got Anzalone, Barnes, and Rodrigo? A little perplexed at that one, too, to be honest.
It is helpful when you draft guys so high to have comps for them, whether they're in the league now or have played in the league. So we have one maybe for Campbell. Is there a good comp, whether he's in the league and now for Gibbs?
You know, I mean, when I see Jack Campbell, I do see a little bit of Matt Milano from the Bills. And again, the Chris Spielman comparisons will come up. Really smart, hard-nosed linebacker, gonna get his uniform dirty and do all of that. The Gibbs comparison, I mean, the guy is explosive. Don't get me wrong. Jahmyr Gibbs can really run. Little bit injury prone, which concerns me a little bit. And the size and speed kind of reminds me of DeAndre Swift from college, who's of course now on the Lions. So 4.3 speed, I love that about Gibbs. Don't get me wrong. I don't think the player's bad per se, but I'm just stunned at 12 that was what they came up with when a guy like Christian Gonzalez, the cornerback, was still on the board.
Now there are 8 more picks. There is a lot to be done for the Lions. So what do they have to do with those picks to make the 2023 draft a success?
You know what, Jourdan, I would think tomorrow, unless the Lions package some picks later on tonight and get somebody late in the first round, but I'm expecting an offensive lineman to have to be taken for depth. I'm expecting a couple of defensive linemen, and I'm expecting a corner and even a receiver now that Jamison Williams is suspended and Quintez Cephas has been kicked off the team. So those are the kind of positions I'm looking for and would expect Friday and Saturday.
Awesome. Well, Matt, appreciate the insight. It seems like there is a lot to still be done for the Lions. So for more on Detroit, make sure you tune in to the Locked On Lions podcast. That is part of the Locked On Podcast Network. Matt, appreciate your insight. Thanks for the time.